It would rock the silver market, that is for sure. But an even greater sure thing is what it would do to Elon Musk companies if he was to make this suggestion. Now let's talk about it in this video as we explore. There's a lot of us that want to see silver continue to shine bright. In fact, it has done very well. As I record this video, it is now up over $36 per troy ounce. Who knows where it's going to go from here? But nonetheless, there's been a lot happening in the world and domestically, politically, especially between the rift between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, making headlines now. But one thing is for sure, a lot of people are giving others advice. I don't think it's really the best advice, not only for them, but for the entire market in general. Because one thing is for sure, Elon Musk is very influential. He owns the X platform, which, what I understand, is the most popular social media platform on the planet today. And of course, what Elon Musk says with his over 200 million followers can have repercussions on a grand scale. And we already know this from what he's recently posted about Donald Trump. So his self-interest, he's going to preserve at all cost. But there has been a post suggesting that Elon Musk should tell people to essentially buy silver immediately, to dump these dollars and buy silver right now. And the motivation for this is to essentially force a reset. Although I don't know that that's a good idea just on scale immediately, because I don't think necessarily that would happen. But Elon Musk would certainly influence the market, and it would cause the price of silver to skyrocket. Now, we know that Elon Musk probably does own a silver mine, and we also know that he uses for every single one of his companies, from the Boring Company to SpaceX and Tesla. But nonetheless, the price of silver would skyrocket, and the silver that he does have already in possession for manufacturing of products, well, that silver is going to run out. He's going to need more silver. And taking a chance on a reset making that happen compared to what he needs to make his companies work, well, he's going to kind of shoot himself in the foot, or at least enough that it would cause problems, big problems for sure. Fascinating indeed. The price of it going sky high. It certainly would happen if he was to go on that and mention that. Now, if the price of silver doubles overnight because of him posting that, it wouldn't have an immediate impact on his companies, but certainly through the course of time, it would cause the prices to go up, and people would buy less, not only of his products, but other products, and then he'd be blamed for it. And I don't think that would necessarily be a good idea. But now the price is now trading above $36 an ounce now. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to see more dips in the market, because we know that Elon Musk is not going to do that. He's not going to shoot himself in the foot. Channel sponsor Summit Metals, they've got a good selection of silver products, including these two bars here, the Vortex bars, very, very nice. They carry Scottsdale products as well as Germanium Mint and others. Very, very nice. I enjoy Scottsdale products, and Summit Metals tends to have a pretty good price on those. Now, this silver you're seeing here, these are the same products. This is and they're just, the way the light hits this is just different. It's crazy. I put it over here, it looks like that, and over here it looks like this. It's strange the way the lighting is. I can move the light around, and if I do that, I guess whatever, but it's just weird how the lighting is on that. I can't get it right, but that's just it. Silver is the most reflective metal. It's very difficult to get the light to kind of work to be able to show its favor here. So one side is going to shine a little brighter than others, and we're gonna keep it that way, because that's the way silver is. It is very consistent in its physical properties, but the way it reflects may be a little bit different. And I think it's kind of apropos, considering what some people want Elon Musk to do. By the way, this won't be the first time that somebody has asked Elon Musk or suggested Elon Musk make such a statement. And although he kind of has, I've talked about on this channel before how Elon Musk had mentioned silver. And of course, when he did that, it was a kind of a sort of an off comment. It wasn't a direct mention of silver, but he talked about with regards to the dollar and what the dollar meant, showing a meme or a graphic talking about the dollar today versus the dollar of yesterday. Indeed. And 0.72 ounces right there, or 0.77 ounces of silver right there. And that was what a dollar was. And this dollar now is worth about $28 or so, $30, probably $30 right now. And this is just $1. And by the way, if you think of it in a different manner, it has lost well over 97% of its value, probably 98% of its value since the Federal Reserve System was enacted on December the 23rd, 1913. So very big difference, and Elon Musk pointed that out in a post that I referenced maybe a year or so ago on this channel. But one thing he will never say is to go out and buy silver, because that works against his self-interest for his companies. Now, one thing we do know, somebody else who made somewhat of a similar claim back in the day and actually did buy a lot of silver was Warren Buffett back in the late 90s. Then he ended up selling it, and but that was a little different time. With Elon Musk over 200 million followers, what he says is going to be very influential one way or the other. And so, therefore, but I don't think he would actually do this. And I don't think it would necessarily force a reset almost immediately, as was suggested here. But still, I believe in silver. It's a good idea to have it. It's a good idea to buy it. But I don't think we should be buying it because Elon Musk tells us to buy it. And I don't think we should be buying it based off of anything else but our own research and understanding of the metal. You shouldn't buy it because I tell you to buy it or anybody else tells you to buy it in the precious metal space. I think it's a good idea to do your own due research and due diligence to understand exactly what silver is and has been for thousands of years. And don't think of it as as a revolutionary metal. It's really not. There's nothing revolutionary about silver. What's revolutionary is the understanding of sound money, because silver really is sound money. It may not actively trade as currency nowadays, but there's a difference between currency and money. This is currency and it's unsound money. This is sound money, but it's not currency. It doesn't trade every day in transactions. It's an asset, seen mostly as an asset these days, but nonetheless it does have attributes of money, which is why I like to refer to it as dormant money or as a commodity money. And that is, I think, why we see it trade as such in multiple different ways with regards to the markets. But I believe in silver, and I believe in holding it long term, and that long-term proposition and holding a store of value over that course of time makes it a sound money proposition. And yes, you technically can spend it. Even in states that don't recognize gold and silver as legal tender, does not mean that they're not legal tender, according to Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. In fact, this dollar right here has not circulated since about, I think probably about 2000. I forget when I got this note, but it was probably 2020, 2021. I've been showing on my channel for many, many years, but it is not being transacted and has not been for years. And so, therefore, it is dormant. It is dormant. It has certainly accumulated some wear compared to this newer dollar. You can see the difference of it just in the color because of me handling it and fondling it. And ever since I've had it on this channel, in fact, for those of you who maybe are so inclined, you can probably look back at my videos and see when I first started showing it. But through the course of that time, it has lost well over 20% of its value. There's no question about it. This thing is a losing proposition by the very nature of what it is. Silver will preserve your wealth over the long course of time. What Elon Musk says or doesn't say about it has no weight on what it is and what it has been. It may affect the price, and it may be a dramatic effect in price for sure, but he would never do it because he wouldn't shoot himself in the foot. One thing is for sure, I don't care what Elon Musk says or doesn't say about silver. I'm glad I've got the silver I have. And if silver's price skyrockets, I think it'd be better to do it and not based off of what Elon Musk were to say about silver. And I believe if there's going to be some sort of reset coming, more than likely it's going to be something that's going to come at the hands of government officials and or the Federal Reserve Bank. And they're not going to do that and to give the power to precious metals. No, they won't. They're going to do it to empower themselves. And a reset will only come, likely probably when politicians come into play and Federal Reserve bankers are there, the governors are there that are on one concert in mind for a central bank digital currency. And then and only then will there be a reset. And then and only then will we see gold and silver really shine in the underground economy that will be formed as a result. That's what it's there for, folks. And so stay tuned to see what happens there. But let me know what your thoughts are about Elon Musk and what he should say or shouldn't say about silver. I would be shocked if he was to say something like that. I don't think he will. But let me know what your thoughts are. And I want to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.